I'm going to switch this to,
Me.
there we go. I feel like that is better because it won't have like crazy green flashing. Is that better, guys? Choppy, flashing's over. We now have trolls saying video sucks when I know it doesn't suck. Dude, man, people just always try and fuck with me. Good audio.
yeah.
Jamie just all right. Better. No flash. Perfect. All right. Well, this is as good as you guys are gonna get it. So
Move my.
no, you're good. I just think there's a bunch of dicks in my chat. I mean, they're cool dudes, but every now and then they'll say something sucks just to see me spiral. Like watching me spiral apparently is like becoming an American pastime. So, dude, it's an honor to have you. I'm a big fan of your work. What's going down?
It's an honor to be here. Seriously.
Dude.
Yeah. I'm still like.
Go ahead.
From this whole day and a half of just like my channel being gone because I put so much work into it, but it's back. So.
Yeah, tell me what those. Tell me what the steps of that was. How did you find out? How did you get it back, and what the emotions were?
I was actually at work yesterday morning, and I got a email saying my WhatsApp video was taken down for whatever reason, being indecent. Well, I literally just read an article. That's all I did. I was like, all right, whatever. I wasn't like too happy with the video anyway. It was just getting information out. And then I had my Google Play playing in the office because my boss was off, and then I came back and the music was off, and everyone's like, hey, your music stopped. I was like, what the fuck? So I went over and I was signed out, so I went to sign back in. It's like, you've been, I forget the exact wording, but yeah, they just pretty much deleted my account or whatever for, I don't know, the activity, like whatever the terms they use for using it inappropriately or whatever.
Yeah, they say like terms and services or policy guidelines. They use that 1984 bullshit talk about all that.
Yeah, so I was like, what? And then I was like, well, I guess I can appeal it, but I was so pissed off because I was like, I didn't do anything. I don't go after people. I'm not aggressive. I don't call people out. I find information and I piece it together, and try to find what matches. And usually, whenever they do, like especially with blind items, when they reveal them later, I tend to always be right. Whenever according to what they're saying, at least. So,
do you think that it's pedophile types that have positions of power that can deplatform you, or do you think?
Personally, I think this one was a personal attack. Like maybe like flagged me a bunch of times because I just did that video on Mr. Gunk, who is a YouTuber.
Yeah.
That we found out was grooming like a 15-year-old girl, and people argue over the legality of it because he lives in Australia and she lives in Iceland. I don't really know, but my main point was if you're gonna do videos about people like Anthony Weiner, don't pull on Anthony Weiner because that's pretty fucking hypocritical,
Oh yeah, dude. It's mind blowing to me how any of this stuff is even debatable. It's like when you find out that one thing that I'm seeing that's starting to happen with people is a lack of shame, where it's like you can reveal that someone banged like a 12-year-old. Like what you did with the Don Henley stuff was pretty insane. When you find out that legally you can prove that Don Henley had sex with like a 13-year-old and like almost killed her with drugs. And it's like people are mad at you for revealing it, not Don Henley.
I know, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and well, I mean, like the articles are out there with all the proof that it happened.
Yeah, dude. It's like also, what was the one you did recently? The one you did recently, I think, might have had something to do with the banning because it seems so. It was so.
Was it Polanski, Robert De Niro?
Dude, you're watching Polanski do an interview talking about how a 13-year-old girl was very womanly, and he had sex with her, and it's like it's so damning.
I know.
But yet you're the bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
Yeah. Well, people don't want to hear it. I don't know. They can try to defend it, but it's no matter what you say, it's not right to me. I have a daughter. She's only 3, but if anything like that happened in 10 years, I'll fucking kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And here's this is something I want to ask you about on a deeper level with all this stuff is Do you think, because I've noticed this with any big lie, like a big, like earth shattering lie, whether or not it's the Catholic pedophile situation, the Hollywood pedophile situation, I'll just say the moon situation, you know, whether it's any of this stuff, the Federal Reserve, like any of this stuff that shakes someone's foundation, I'm starting to see that this concept of the big lie, which a lie that's so big that people won't believe it and they will do anything to pretend it doesn't exist. And I see that with the Hollywood pedophile stuff as much as anything, where it's like when they find out they're like that dude, that nerdy guy from Ferris Bueller that you revealed. Like when people find out that those dudes literally have sex with children, they get mad at you for showing it to them, not the guy who's having sex with children. I'd love to hear your opinion on that.
I they just don't want to believe it. I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't hate them. Just like when a few weeks ago after Podesta came back out with an article or something like that, or somebody, the Rolling Stones, I think it was, did an article on him, and I said something about, I sent an email that he did with the girls in the hot tub. I'm like, well, this one doesn't have to do with pizza. It has to do with three young girls in a hot tub for entertainment being Ubered in. So, and I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking questions. He's never answered for it. And I get attacked for that. So I thought that was pretty ridiculous.
Oh, dude, it's watching you, like as soon as it went down for you, I immediately knew that I had to get you on as fast as possible to let people know where to go, because if they break us, there's no way for people to alert each other what these evil people are doing. And the sexual assault of children is as evil as I can imagine anything being. And
Exactly.
and we all know it. And so my question to you is, since we're seeing so little justice, whether it's Podesta, like the stuff you did on Pizzagate was amazing. To find out that motherfucker, whose name literally means the love of children, James Delafonte, to find out that he has this art museum of living art attached to his pizza thing that's never been opened. It's like, it's so creepy.
There's a lot there. I mean, I can say honestly, I don't know 100% the truth to it. I can just say there's a lot of weird stuff that's like, that's fucking weird. Why is this? Why? Because if he was saying he was a pizza shop owner, just a little, he owns all these businesses. He was the top 50 in DC, like in GQ magazine. There's so much I can go on forever, but then if I even talk about it, it's like people try to discredit you, so I just don't even bother anymore. I put a lot of info out there, and I just try to move on and find as many facts as possible. It's there though. I mean, I think there's something there, yeah.
Oh, dude, of course there's something there. And here's why we're a good duo with this, a good 1-2 punch. Is you're the humble guy that is like, I'm just trying to find the information, and you don't want to be discredited. I'm the guy that's like, who are you to discredit me? I've done Carnegie Hall, and so
Yeah.
I'm literally, what I'm trying to do. I'm obviously joking. It's not actual arrogance that makes me say stuff like that. It's my whole thing is, who are you? Not you personally, but like, who are this random guy to say that we're the bad guys, to say that we should be quiet about a series of emails and revelatory documents that show something this horrifying. And so I will just, because my dad taught rhetoric, taught mass communication, taught basically this like wizard shit that apparently mass media companies do. And my mother taught children's literature. So I understand the power of narrative and the power of wizardry that these people do. And so if you simply speak truth against it and you don't stop and you don't show fear or shame, it absolutely can change the entire narrative of something. And that's kind of like my role. And like, what I love about your channel, and I'm so glad it's back, is you will actually do the research. I'm just making a fence or building this stupid fire trying to melt a bike. Like, you're actually combing through primary resource documents to make a really, really good case.
Yeah, well, I don't want to put it out unless I think it's all right there, and like if it makes sense to me, because like a lot of stuff doesn't make sense to me. So if I can make it make sense to me, then yeah, I'll put it out. And if I can like make myself laugh, I laugh at myself all damn time, man. I'll do something stupid. That's hilarious.
Does it take a toll on you as you're going down these rabbit holes? Because like, I was a history major, and like basically the only skill I got out of it was being able to research through understanding the difference between primary and secondary source documents. And you're really good at primary source documents, and I know the time that takes and how much you have to watch that can be pretty dark. And I'm wondering if that takes a toll on you.
I think it does, man. Like I think since I started, I've only been on YouTube not even 2 years. I just started February of last year. Since then, like I've got arthritis. But I'm a musician too, so I've played guitar for like 27 years in bands, touring and stuff like that.
Sweet, dude.
I just beat the shit out of myself too. Plus, I'm a recovering addict, so I didn't feel pain for 15 years.
Whoa! What was it like? Opioid? Like, was it like a pain?
Yeah, I got prescribed Lorcet when I was 18 for my back. When I was 18 years old, and then my best friend died. He drowned in a hot tub.
Whoa.
And like 3 feet of water. He had an asthma attack. So so I started abusing them, taking more because it kind of killed the mental pain too. And then my doctor's office was shut down by the DEA because they were facing jail time for involuntary manslaughter because they were prescribing, oxys. I was just a kid. I was actually against drugs, but that killed the pain of losing my friend and all that. And then my doctor killed himself because he was going to jail for 7 years and losing his license. So then I spent about a decade in the methadone clinic, and I'm off of everything now, though.
Good for you,
after 15 years.
Man, so that's impressive, and that makes sense to me because it's like I know some people that have died from opioids. I know some people that have got off them, and I think it requires that kind of dedication, that kind of like spine and resilience that you obviously have, where people say, take this video down, you're the bad guy, and you're like, dude, I know where that road is. And I face a little of that myself, where it's like, I know what the road of self-deception leads. It leads to me either being homeless or dead. And so it's like, I'm sure, I don't know what your experiences are, but
I like to look at everything in opposites. And I feel like I'm just a creative person. Like I write music. I'm a published poet also. I play guitar, piano, bass. But I had kids and I can't really go out and play all the time anymore. I'm still play, but we're recording an album right now, so we haven't been playing a lot.
Good for you, man.
So this is what I can do. I make all my videos on my phone, all of them. I just have a little iPhone SE, and I do it all from that. And it's what I can fuck around my phone, my back porch, smoke a little weed, and put out some information. But I forgot what the question was.
Oh, we're just chatting, dude. Want to know what I want to know about that I want to know what it was like to have your 21st birthday on 9/11/2001. What the hell was that? What was that like?
It was weird, man, because I was dating this girl that was in the Navy, and then she broke up with me, and then I was dating her neighbor, and like they were fighting over me, and they lived an hour away because back then I would date girls far away, so I didn't have to like be around them all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I almost had to go out there. I don't know, but I just remember waking up. I was still living in my mom's house, and she was like, "Wake up, the world's blowing up." I was like, "What?" Yeah, that was my 21st. I didn't drink that night.
Dude, that's insane. And so is every birthday like weird for you now? Because people are like, when they say never forget, are you like, well, never forget my birthday?
Yeah, I never would. I never would forget that day. My birthday. It was my birthday first for 21 years, so I don't feel bad about it. Whatever.
It's not on you. You didn't do it.
No. I'm in South Carolina. I'm too far away.
What's the weirdest celebrity sex abuse thing that you've uncovered that kind of surprised you the most and was just the most insane?
The most insane and the one that hit me the hardest it was a somewhat of a celebrity. It wasn't huge. It was for the Christian TV network, and it was a show. Shit, I can't remember what it was called. Man, but he was a puppeteer, and he got caught online chatting with other pedophiles, and they were talking about wanting to eat, like eating kids. And listening to this, you couldn't hear their voices, but what they did was they took their dialogue and they put like computer voices to it. It's fucking creepy, right? Now they didn't do it, well, supposedly, for the guy. He didn't do anything, but for chatting about it, whatever, and what he was going to do to this little boy he was mentoring or wanting to do to him. Well, it turns out that about 2 miles from my house right here, a guy last year was arrested for trying to pick up a 14-year-old upstate, kidnap her, make a baby maker out of her, they said. And he was interested in trying to find a baby that he wanted to kill and eat. They released him. He lives about 2 blocks from the park my girlfriend takes the kids to. Yeah, they released him. Now, mind you, he didn't do this stuff. He talked about, the cards, always like chats or whatever. But he's free on parole.
Dude, it's insanity, man. And it's like, I feel like there's a push to make eating people seem cool. Like, because one of the mind control methods that people have that I call wizardry is news anchor speak, where they do this tone where they talk like this and people think everything's fine. And it's like, I was watching this news report on like Kim Kardashian doing a facial made out of human blood. And they're like, you'll never guess. It's called the vampire facial. We'll look into it. And I'm like, this is a nightmare. Like there's a real push right now. There's Peter Thiel has a company that I can't remember the name of it, but it's about older people injecting child's blood and platelets into their body to fight aging.
Yeah.
What in the hell is going on?
That's the fountain of youth. There was an article out a couple of years ago that they were calling it that. And you've seen the movie Rockstar, right, with Marky Mark?
No.
You've never seen Rockstar, man?
Dude, in my defense, I'm not a gay guy.
Well, hey, I'm all about raising good vibrations. You know what I mean?
So
what
happened?
Dude, they're backstage, and he's like, new blood. He's getting new blood, bad blood or whatever, and he's getting like blood. And it made me think about stuff like that. Like, if you got the money, it is supposed to be the fountain of youth, and that's where the term vampires, I think, come from. But it's fucked up, man. Vlad the Impaler, Dracula.
Yeah. All these
elites, most of them at least, are direct descendants of him.
The Queen of England is related to Vlad. Yeah.
Yeah, and Dracula actually means son of the devil or son of
dragon.
The either or.
Yeah.
And it could be both. It's kind of crazy. Like,
do you think adrenochrome or adrenochrome or whatever, is that real? Are people really drinking baby fucking scary blood?
Well, like just doing it out there, but yeah, I mean, it is real. It is real. There's
Dude, that's insane. It's insanity.
Yeah, I know, man. It makes me wonder about Hunter Thompson and stuff, because I did a video on him with the Franklin cover-up, because supposedly Paul Benacchi, the guy from the Franklin cover-up, talked about Hunter Thompson being there filming snuff videos. That's fucked up.
Dude, I wouldn't doubt it for a second. Dude, in that movie, they reference adrenochrome. It's like, and they're talking about their Satanist buddy who got this shit. And it's like, if they scared...
Child molester, they say it all right there, too. Dude, they say he's talking about a child molester. They wanted him to defend or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, it's real, man. For a while, I didn't think it was real. I thought it was like urban legendy, because I thought that there would be an easier way to get whatever that hormone is or whatever is released in the human body. I feel like a pineal gland or whatever it is, it's like, there's got to be an easier way to get it than to like abduct and kill a kid or something. But like, man, the more I look at this shit, the more it's like, it's real. Like people do this shit. And it's like, and the thing about true evil, like this satanic evil, this level of evil, and hurting a child is a level of evil that you can't walk away from. It's like they have to tell us about it. They have to put it in plain sight. It's almost like the only rule that evil has, where they have to like do a mockery of it and hide in plain sight. Like, that's one reason I'm trying to stay away from sarcasm, because I saw, Jimmy Savile, Barack Obama, like all these dudes use sarcasm to say exactly what they were.
No, I know, and they laugh about it, like, oh yeah, I'm killing all these people,
Dude, well, yeah, like Savile was joking about being a wizard, and he was joking about like everything that it was revealed he was. Dude, to watch Barack Obama mock Trump and be like, he's more concerned about whether or not the moon landing was faked, and everyone laughs and laughs, and I'm
That's
like,
good impression.
They're hiding in plain sight. They almost like set up this wall of sarcasm where you can't question them because they've mocked it so much. It's so it's so weird. But I laugh at sarcasm. I think it's funny. but like because I never thought it could be wielded in this way, you know?
No, it is. It is because that is supposedly one of the things they have to tell you what they're doing or whatever. They have to have it out there, so they can't say, or supposedly that's what they believe.
Well,
So I don't know. It's definitely not the world I thought it was when we were growing up.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, it's been really eye-opening. And it's like, and I know you're a part of that with opening people's eyes, because it's like you do the research and you show people the videos and you show people who are some of the pedophiles or some of the murderers in Hollywood that you don't think most people would know that are absolutely true based on like the research you've done.
Based on the research I've done, and it being revealed later, supposedly Kubrick, pedophile.
Well, I would believe that.
I did a video on one of the blondes. It was revealed later. They did say that, but when I did it, it wasn't revealed yet. Except I named, it was supposed to be him and another actor. I named the wrong one. It wasn't the one I said. It was Peter Sellers. It was Kubrick and Peter Sellers. I named the other actor, but that was my guess at least. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty bad, man, and it looks to add up. Like all the
what about
information.
Spielberg?
Who?
Steven Spielberg.
There's a lot of rumors and stuff. I mean, I can't say for sure or anything, but I did a couple videos. I had the O'Rourke one, which is really messed up.
Dude, that one's insane, dude.
Yeah. Also, one on Back to the Future, and that's one of the reasons supposedly Crispin Glover wasn't in the next film, and the chick, the original Marty's girlfriend, she got replaced because she like refused to, because it was like supposedly too much, child molesting going on or something. Inappropriateness, I guess. It's fucked up, man.
Well, what do you think of this idea? I was thinking about this where it's like, I just don't, it's pretty hard for me to believe that there's this many people that are attracted to children. Do you think that there's like a society that requires people to do the most grotesque and horrible things as an act of like will or secrecy or to have blackmail or whatever? Because I see Kubrick as a guy who did some shit, like some like going to hell shit.
Yeah.
And he wanted to show everyone with eyes wide shut, and they fucking killed him for it.
Yeah, definitely blackmail. Because think about like back 50 years ago, 100, or maybe not 100, but 50, 70 years ago. Say you were like a politician, you cheated on your wife. Back then, they got you by the balls, like blackmail you, right? Not anymore.
So true, dude.
Cheat.
So true.
So what's the first thing you could do? Whether even if you're like they drug you and putting you in bed with like a child or something, naked and put you in, you don't know, maybe that could be the case. There's another way too. That's just they got you by the balls,
And they have to get you by the balls, because I think that pyramid, that whole power pyramid, is structured so like there's so many things that if people revealed, so much shit would just spiral out of control that they got to be like, it's very similar with gangs. In gangs you got to like have a body on you, and then they'll have that gun in case, like just to know that you're not gonna fucking rat on anybody, because it means it's mutually assured destruction, kind of like the nuclear bombs in the Cold War.
Yeah, no, I agree. Just like I think it's all run like a mafia, pretty much in every aspect.
Who else are what are some other stories that would blow people's minds with like beloved figures that are like verifiably into some shit?
Well, everyone knows about Charlie Sheen's.
Yeah.
Some more messed up ones I did. There's a lot of the lower people were the bad ones. It seems like.
Which ones?
That you can find at least, the truth, like for sure.
Which ones?
The lower people, like Leonardo DiCaprio's manager, and Marty Weiss, all those guys, Brian Peck. But they connect a lot. Like Brian Peck's in Disney, Nickelodeon. He's running a camp with what's his name? Schneider.
Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider running a comedy camp for kids and stuff like that.
Unreal, dude. Well, yeah, and also like what you're saying though, that middle management level that has been to prison and shit for raping kids, like they keep getting hired by like the big boys, like the Geffins and all those guys, where it's like I got blackballed for like speaking out against giving kids hormones and shit. And so I know blackballing is possible, but yet you can go to jail for anally raping a kid. And like Bryan Singer, you know, like is that the dude who directed all the fucking X-Men movies and stuff and was like directing children?
He directed the first two.
Yeah, and him and Kevin Spacey, another pedophile, are doing a scene about
Brian Peck too. Brian Peck is in the commentary, like in the end, like on the DVD. The director's comment or whatever, and they talk through the whole thing. It's Bryan Singer and Brian Peck, the guy that's been convicted of raping a kid.
Dude, and it's like all their buddies. Like when that what's his name, James Gunn, he had a friend. He had a friend that went to jail for what was it?
Is it Houston Huddleston?
And then there was that Kaufman guy, something Kaufman. You know, like a lot of these people have been caught with having child porn on their computers. And it's like, so when anyone was defending James Gunn, I'm like, dude, it's 1 in a million that you got a buddy that goes to jail for child porn when you're like dressed up like a priest talking about banging kids on Twitter and shit.
And the jokes that aren't really jokes, they're not funny.
Dude, that's why as a comedian, I do like streams sometimes where I don't make a joke for an hour and I'm like, why am I the one having to take life seriously and all these fucking pedophiles are now seen as so hilarious?
Yeah. Because it's one of those people that if somebody would tell me like a stupid joke like that at a bar or something, I'd just be like, huh, you're like a little fake, all right, man, I just don't think I want to talk to you.
Oh, dude, because like you can do a pedophile joke, but it's not about having kids as victims. Like I wrote a pedophile joke about it's dramatic irony where I go into Walgreens or something and I ask for, where your pedophile's at. It turns out I want a nail file for my foot, like pedophile. And exactly. So the whole joke is that they think I mean something that I don't is the joke. So it's not like you can't make a joke with the topic. It's just not like the joke isn't that you want to bang kids. Like that's insane.
I mean, at least I could say at least that he shouldn't have been working at Disney if he's gonna, have all these. It's a pattern, man, with him. It's definitely a pattern.
Like Nickelodeon and Disney, do you think they're what's going on with them?
Well, I think Nickelodeon's been trying to clean house at least, because trying to save face, but I don't know, because Dan Schneider getting fired, the head lady resigning shortly after. I don't even remember her name. It was something weird. So I don't know what's going to happen ultimately, but Disney, I don't know either. My main concern now is DreamWorks, because those three, man. DreamWorks is owned by Geffen, and Geffen is. If all the shit I've shared,
bro, let me say it. You're the guy that stays responsible. I'll be the one who says it. Geffen is most likely a king vampire psycho.
Yeah, supposedly maybe even a serial killer.
Oh, dude, that guy is bad news, man. And then Spielberg is also bad news. Like, if you track his whole career about how he got into it with that whole short film about, do you know that story?
Yeah, like something about on the beach or whatever. But the weird thing is, that's his company name too. And if you switch, Amblin kind of sounds like Nambla, doesn't it?
Oh, dude, and then their whole thing is a little child innocently fishing from their little moon.
And the whole Michael Jackson thing, where people might argue both ways on that. I've learned a lot, but I don't know, a lot of weird shit there. I don't know.
Jackson, I can't even figure out because Jackson, dude, there's an argument that this is going to discredit me, but not that it matters. This is what I believe. I don't even know if I believe this. I've just seen this article or I saw this video on it. And it's there's a legitimate argument that Jackson got so burned in that fire that there was a new Jackson after that. And he was all fucked up because when Michael Jackson died, Larry King interviewed a guy named Dave, who's a burn victim, and he sounded just like Michael Jackson. And when Michael Jackson would go out in public, he would say his name was Dave. It's just so fucking obvious that if I say that shit, people think I'm crazy, but I'm like, so this burn victim who sounds exactly like Michael Jackson is giving an interview right after Jackson dies, and he's a burn victim named Dave. What the fuck?
That's weird, man. Hey, here's what I say. I don't know the truth in anything, And that's the truth. Like if anybody else would say they did that, they'd be lying. I'm just trying to find the truth. So, and I realize fucking anything can be possible. We really don't know. We really don't know. But it's fun to talk about and think about and try to figure out the truth.
Well,
And
yeah,
hopefully we find it.
totally, man. Once that put all that Podesta shit and all those emails, that definitely changed my life a bit because I didn't think that shit was even possible. And when they're trying to make it, like that Abrankovich shit that where it's like
sperm stuff, nasty.
Yeah, when they're like, yeah, so what? We have parties and have a cake that's like a naked woman and we eat it and then kill a goat. I mean, that's how you're crazy. Like that whole thing, like hundreds of millions of people.
Personally.
What's
I
that?
don't want to drink any shit. I don't want to drink blood. I don't want to drink sperm. I don't want to drink breast milk. It's all gross to me.
Oh, dude. And the way that they act so like condescending that you're fucking crazy if you don't get on board that shit. And it's, Marina Abramovich or whatever. It's like they drink sperm. That's fucking insane. Spirit cooking?
All I can say for sure is those emails and everything got me into doing what I'm doing now. So, it was my door in, if you will.
Well, I'm glad you're doing it. Who's next on the platter? Who's the next monster you're going after?
I don't know. There's some more blind item reveals. There's like one about Spielberg and having UFO footage that he traded for government like leniency and all this shit or whatever. There's a few more. I've been so stressed out the past day and a half. I've just been like going crazy because like I put so much into my channel, and like, yeah, baby.
Yeah, man, dude, I feel you, and it's like that's why as soon as I saw that, I immediately posted on Instagram, and because you got to circle the wagons when you got other guys, saying whatever. That's the thing. It's like a dude like you, like me and you, could disagree on some shit. And, and there would be no problem at all though, because we both know that we're not deceiving each other. And that's so important because this modern world is all about deception. And it's like, I can get like pissed off at people when I know for a fact they're lying and they're full of shit to try and like get money or some shit or like to like rape. And it's like, that's why I'm so supportive of dudes like you, because it's like, fucking, I can tell you're not lying.
Oh no, I'm not lying about anything. I don't know the truth. I can do what I can to try to connect what dots I can, and everything I put out is public. I don't go out and just like accuse people or anything like that, with no proof or anything. I don't accuse anybody. I'm like, here's what I found. Here's what I found. Here it goes together.
I try to do that, but like hour 3 of a 3-hour stream when I'm having beers, like I might be like, Gaffin's a fucking vampire. Like I'm capable of that. But like, I know what you mean. That's why I try to use footage of like Will Smith force kissing his son like 5 different times in public. To me is a lot more powerful of an argument than all this shit that I've heard or rumors or anything like that. It's like, and now his son's wearing a dress and his daughter thinks she's a dude. And it's like, it matches up with Luciferianism like perfectly.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's definitely crazy. But another thing with disagreeing is people like automatically think if you disagree with somebody on something, you're enemies, whatever. And I say, haven't you ever been in a relationship? Because me and my girlfriend don't really agree on a damn thing.
That's so true, dude. This moon shit, this whole, because I was like going down some rabbit holes with celebrity pedophiles and stuff, and like even just looking at Celine Dion's fucking clothing line.
It's weird.
It was making me kind of dark. Like, to be honest with you, I was starting to get a little distrusting and I wanted to build like 80-foot walls everywhere. And so I was almost a little relieved to go down the fake moon landing rabbit hole to try and uncover some truth in a way that that isn't dark. It's just kind of like ridiculous. And people reacted so insane to me that I was like, what the fuck's going on with this topic? You ever know, has it ever happened to you with a topic where you think something's benign and chill? Where you're like, dude, I was just talking about pedophiles. I'm talking about, faking footage on a moon. And people are like defriending me. People are telling me they hate me.
I don't know. I don't think anybody should like really, because like I said, in the end, like usually I'll come to something and I'll start thinking one thing and then I'll kind of wobble back and forth. And then to me, it's kind of like they talk about us going through a pole shift. It's like a pole shift of the psyche in a way. like your reality crumbles and you kind of start looking at it this way, and then you kind of like you're not unsure and you kind of come back to the middle and you realize I really don't know. I really don't know.
Totally.
It could be this or that or that or this, you know.
Oh, dude, and I'm boys with people that think we went to the moon, and the thing that like I think can bond people is just acknowledging when things are very weird. I get freaked out when someone doesn't acknowledge something's weird. Where you talk about how like, you know, apparently, you know, they deleted all the telemetry data, like that fact, right? If someone just immediately is like, yeah, well, that's what people do, I'm like, you're a fucking liar. But
It
like,
sounds like
but
sounds
like,
like bullshit to me. Why the fuck would they delete it all?
right. But if someone's like, yeah, that sounds insane, but I still think we went, I'm like, all right, well, you're still on board, you know, reality. But like, if someone doesn't react, like, imagine if I can't even think of another example. Like, if we had like Columbus landing, you know, on, you know, I mean, the Mona Lisa should be put in my fire compared to the telemetry data. That was just some crazy guy painting himself as a bitch. And
I got one right here.
Yeah.
That's Mona Lisa. I hope you can see her.
That's awesome. But I mean,
she's been around for a while.
Is that it says Boner Lisa?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. The word boner always makes me laugh.
Well, no, it's because I used to live stream on my channel all the time too, but then I realized that people that watch my videos don't generally want to just sit here and watch me smoke weed and bullshit with me. I love it, but you know, so I started a second channel called The Stone Philosopher.
Nice.
That's what I do. So, but last winter I was out back in a playhouse that my kids had, right, and I needed a little warm spot. So I took some wood, I built it up because I built them a new play set, so they didn't need it. I put a heater in there. I just found whatever I could and stuck it on the walls for some like decorations. That was one of her. And then one of my high stories was about, you know, think about back in the 1400s. You know, she's the last girl at the bar at the winery. And, you know, if Beat's going home and whacking off, don't fucking lie to me. You would boner Lisa.
Dude, boner Lisa is wicked funny. Yeah, I mean, before porn, people were whacking to like lightning.
Dude, well, think about. Well, I don't know about you, but it's like I didn't have internet as an adolescent. You know,
dude, we had one crumpled picture of what we thought was a tit hidden in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
At the top, dude, we called it Spank Mountain.
Spank Mountain.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, it was like there for like 20 years. And
hell yeah, dates. Gotta use what we gotta use, man.
Dude, do you think CIA is responsible for all the free porn to like make it so dudes are all such pussies now?
Maybe it's fucked up. I can't even watch it because I go down those rabbit holes. I don't want to end up on some gilfs, some meth heads, and stuff like that. Right. It's like, you know, there's too much choices. It's just like if you try to watch Netflix, I don't know what the fuck to watch. I don't want porn, and you want this porn's gonna be better than the last one because you'd have the ultimate, you know, get off the ultimate way or whatever. But then I think about people with more power that get bored easily and why they would go a certain way. That's one possibility, at least, you know.
I just think it desensitizes a man's brain from like beauty or motivation at all. Like I really think there's like strength in yearning, and it's like when you're given just all the porn in the world to the degree that it's almost like it literally is almost biblical of like, or it's like out of a C.S. Lewis book where that kid could have all the chocolates he wanted or all the candy he wanted, and then he, you know, slowly became just this fat fuck. It's so similar to that to me, where it's like it takes away, you think you can control it, and it takes everything from you, and that's what I think got me into some conspiracies. Like when I quit watching porn, I had to replace it with another activity because it was just the bender that I was into. So I started watching shit about the moon and, you know, shit like that.
Because it takes a long time. You know, just, I've seen that video before. I can't use that again. This is the internet, you know, and 3 hours later, you still haven't found it, and you got your dick in your hands. Like, what the fuck, man? It's like, I really want to do this.
It's not even sexual at a certain point. It's just about looking at shit.
Stupid.
Yeah.
This is stupid. I'm done.
That's so fucking true. And then, like in LA, I would do stand up, and a lot of porn stars would try stand up at Sam Tripoli would have a night called Naughty Night or some shit, and it would be.
Is that the tinfoil hat?
Yeah, tinfoil hat Tripoli.
At the 21st, I'm gonna be on his podcast.
Tell him I said to go fuck himself because when I had a song called That Nigga Stole My Bike.
Uh,
He was like, I would never say that word, and I've never forgiven him for that because I was getting fucking hammered for that. Like I was getting, and I wouldn't apologize. And people were coming at me all over the place. And he was like, and even said N word and was like, and dude, me and him were friends for like 10 fucking years. I've done his sketches. I've like listened to him talk about his shit for hours. And he's like, and on his podcast, he like made it seem like I was this weirdo for using a word that this fucker's from Cortland, New York. He's Armenian. Like it's what he's saying was such bullshit that I'm not listening to his tinfoil bullshit. So tell him I said he's a fag. No, be like Owen says you're a faggot, and do it with all the syllables.
I didn't know who it was.
No, he's cool though. I'd be friends with him again in the future.
Okay.
But something like there has to be a pressure release. Like I'm not gonna say he has to apologize, but he has to at least acknowledge that what he did was so fucking cowardly and gay that like I'm not gonna like I would be his friend again because I like him, like he's cool, but like that was so fucking gay what he did.
Yeah, just being kind of gay.
You know, just being a gay guy.
I never heard of him before, but
what's that?
Yeah, I never heard of him. I heard of the podcast. I never heard it though. And he like messaged me and asked me if I want to be on it. I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. And when you do it, just be like, yo, I was just hanging out with Owen Benjamin. He has this great song called That Nigga Stole My Bike. Dude, no, but he's cool, though. I mean, fuck it. It's all good.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, he can go fuck himself at the same time.
Yeah. Well, most of my friends go fuck themselves, so.
That's true. Know. And it's like, I don't know. So what else do you want to talk about? Where can people find you now, and how can people support you? Because
I'm still on Jamie Dlux, just Jamie Dlux channel. I started a backup channel called Deluxe Nation, and then I have my live channel, The Stone Philosopher. Support me just by liking me. I mean, like, I always leave links, but like what it takes for me to run my channel is my passion and my phone. That's it. There's no money. So
yeah, but you got like a Patreon or some shit?
Yeah, I do have Patreon and PayPal and all shit, but
dude,
I never announce it because that's not what it's about. If people really want,
plug it, motherfucker. Come on. No, because it's not about money. It's about being able to survive. It's like this is the thing. I went through the same shit that you did with this, where it's like I wouldn't plug that and I wouldn't do that. It's their choice if they want to support you. And here's the thing, dude. People are drowning in this bullshit entertainment world of fucking liars, and it's like for someone like you to be able to do what you do, and if they can send reserves to the front of the fucking war, the edge of the spear, they feel good about it. And like what just happened to you, if you have reserves, if you have funding, you can fucking survive it. That's the whole point. It's not about, dude, I'm the same boat as you. I felt like this weird guilt plugging Patreon and shit, but that's necessary to beat these fuckers.
Yeah. Well, see, I work full time too. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm so busy. I work full time, have a family, I'm a musician, and then I do this as a hobby. But
let's make this the full-time job, man. I mean, think about how much more shit you could do if you could just do this for a living, you know?
Yeah, it would be nice. But I have a pretty cool job, so I can't complain too much. That's the reason I'm in cars in almost all my videos, because I take pictures of them. So I can print out job.
That's an awesome job.
Yeah, I do graphic design.
That's sweet. So, see, I was a janitor.
Okay, I never done that. I mean, I've done shitty ass jobs. This is the cool job though. I'm a car photographer.
Just plug your fucking Patreon, man. Come on.
Patreon.com, Jamie Dlux. Everything is just Jamie Dlux. Jamie Dlux.
I'm gonna become a Patreon. I'm serious. Shit's been good lately, and I got hammered like you, like how you felt when you worked that hard and they took it. That's happened to me like
ripped my heart out.
Dude, that's happened to me like 5 times this year. It's like, so that's why I get pretty militant about this shit, but it's like I know how to survive this shit. Like get several platforms so that when one goes down, people can find you someplace else. And that's why what they did to Alex Jones was so intense, is because they took him off on like 5 things at once so that people couldn't find him.
Yeah. Yeah, and I put all my videos on BitChute and Steemit too, so that I back them up. So that's luckily if that would happen, they were all backed up. So.
You're the man. Give us one more thing. Man, someone says Sam Tripoli is way smarter than you, Owen. Well, someone just got banned. No, I'm banning him, even though he just gave me money. No, they're banned. See, that's the thing, is I also don't care about money, but I care about longevity. Hang on. Banned. No, dude, I know Sam Tripoli. I'm way smarter than Sam Tripoli. No, but dude, I used to do his show, like his naughty shows all the time. And it's like, and a lot of porn stars are such tragic figures that it makes you like, that was the point I was just trying to get to, is that'll affect the way you look at porn, is when you see porn stars in real life and how they're just like, they just really had a bad father.
Yeah. Never hung out with strippers. It's kind of similar though.
I think it's an escalation from strippers, but
Yeah,
probably
probably.
similar. But I just, there's just something going on with that, because they always have this look where it's like they know that everyone might have seen their like asshole.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds like intense, but that's a fucking weird way to live.
You never know either.
Like who saw your asshole?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Like entertainers have a little bit of that, where it's like, that's why I think porn stars and comedians could hang out and like kind of be friends. But there's a different level about someone seeing your asshole than someone seeing like an embarrassing video of you or seeing you bomb or something.
I can't even see my own asshole, so I would feel bad.
What's that?
I can't even see my own asshole, so I would feel bad.
It's not about you, Jamie. Jamie, how you feel about your own asshole is not the issue here.
That's right.
I should ban more people. Hang on. No, Owen, you're 100 times better than the tinfoil hat. It's not about me being better. You don't have to say that. I appreciate that. But no, I'm just going to ban any asshole. I love banning people, because right now we have 4,000 people in the chat. So it's like, I think we've already exceeded the right level, this right scale. And so that's why I'm just trying to ban everybody. Because my favorite is like 2,000.
Yeah, it's weird. Like if I go live on my main channel, because the Stone Philosopher is so much more intimate, because it's only like less than 2,000 people.
That's great, dude. The best is like 500 to 1,000. You can actually write shit with people. 1,000 to 2,000, you can have a good flow of conversation. 2,000 to 4,000, you start getting into the level where you want to create a cyber genocide. I think about it all the time.
I got to do a bunch of speed to try to keep up with the chat. Who can afford that?
How do you smoke weed and not relapse to painkillers?
Because weed got me off of methadone. Like if I didn't the weed got me off of it, it helped get me off of it. So yeah, it doesn't make me want to do anything.
Well, it's awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on. This has been fun. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we bail?
I don't know. No, I mean, I never want to overstay my welcome. So
no, like what else would you want to talk about? Other shit? Hit me.
Oh no. I mean, I'm good, man. I'm pretty young. I want to smoke some weed, probably. So
see, last time I had an experience with my buddy gave me an edible, and it was a candy bar. Yeah. But he said just eat like a piece, but I didn't know what and so I ate the bar, and it turned out it was like 300 and something milligrams of THC, and I had like a really bad time with that, and so I haven't had any.
I even had a bad time with it, and like I smoke weed every day, and sometimes if I eat some edibles that are too much, I'm like, fuck this, fuck that, man. I thought I had a high tolerance,
Oh, dude, in that amount, I mean, a lot of people have like 10 milligrams, 20 milligrams. So one time I was on, what the fuck's his name? Man, I'm blanking on his name. This is so embarrassing. I like the guy. He's Cuban. He always does Rogan's show. Joey Diaz, right? So I'm doing Joey Diaz's podcast, and he gives me a star of death, which was like 200 milligrams. And I just left during it. Like I just got up and I was like, hey man, can I get some air? And I just never came back. And I just went home. And so I think the lack of smoking weed in my life, and the few times that I've ingested weed, it's been like a shamanistic level of THC. I just, to me, it's one of the strongest drugs in the world. Like I can't even fathom.
That way, like some reason when they cook it, I don't know, man. It's like too strong for me sometimes. I smoke weed every day. So, but see, I didn't really smoke weed most of my life either. I was addicted to the painkillers. That's what I liked. I didn't really like it. Well, I liked some coke too back then, but Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the way weed made me. It took me getting used to it. Getting the tolerance up and getting used to it every day.
Yeah.
Because I liked it better than the way I felt on nothing. But I didn't want to do nothing. But now I'm productive, and makes me think.
What do you think that is? Because that most of my friends, like I know a lot of people growing up that uh, always felt better with some type of substance in them, regardless of what it is, than what they just felt. What do you think that is? What causes that?
I think it's a symptom of the society we've been forced to live in. Like drugs aren't really the problem; they're a symptom of the problem. We're not supposed
Right.
to live. We'd be happier living like in trees, like Ewoks, but with electricity, like electric Ewoks.
Electric
That's
Ewok. That's a good
natural.
name for a band or some shit.
I said that, man, but my band was like, that's too electronic sounding, but it is a good band name.
Electric Ewoks. Yeah,
But
because
like cool houses, like tree forts. We're not supposed to like work these shitty jobs we don't want to be at. What's the point of living if you just like struggle to get by? We're kind of stuck in this system right now. Hopefully it shifts soon, but I think that's where a lot of the problem comes from.
did you see that study with the mice that would do cocaine until they died? And then they let the mice not live in captivity, and like none of them did coke.
Really?
Yeah, it was because of
It was about
captivity. It was captivity that did that.
well, aren't we kind of captive? So it kind of
Exactly.
makes
Yeah. No, but we live in a world that keeps us in this box. And I'm not trying to sound like all like hippy dippy about that. It's not like, hey, I just want to whack off in a fucking field. No, it's like in this box of lies that make people seek out like things that change their chemistry to feel at all okay. Because toxic wants toxic.
I think deep down inside our body, you notice that if you hear something and like you get chills and stuff from to me it's like my body telling me your body knows the truth. Your mind gets in the way because we're brainwashed from birth pretty much, and that's what words do that. They spellbound you. When you hypnotize somebody, you talk. I want you to count down, blah blah blah. So spells, but we have to use your words to communicate. So it's a double-edged sword, I guess, but it's also a spell.
Bro, that's why it's called spelling.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and when you cast a spell, when you cast a net, you catch stuff like a fish because everything's wiggly, and we have to like put it in a net and then count it off and like describe it. This is that kind of how we net the world with latitude and longitude lines. We net the sky so we can map it, so we can control it. We need to communicate, so we have to name everything. But in a way, it creates icons in our heads that aren't reality really. And it's the hardest thing to put in words. That's what's messed up about it.
Dude, we got symbol and symbolizer. Where now that you have a young child, I have a young child, where it's like you're trying to say like what a chair is or what a carpet is, and it's like if you have good intentions, it's a great system we have with communication. But if you have at all bad intentions, you can use these words and these symbols and these archetypes in our heads, these icons, as you put it, to really, really twist the entire way someone sees the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
so
that's intense.
Brainwash you. But like I said, we need it though. So I don't know.
Did you look into MK Ultra shit?
A little bit, yeah. Where it pretty much like honeycombs your brain, like when they some of the experiments at least, because you want to like escape. And I wonder if that's where all people with multiple personalities stems from. But I'm not an expert on that or anything, so.
I think that's what it is because they create a dissociative personality where they have these different personalities aimed at being specialized in different things, and it comes from like repetition, trauma, isolation, all this shit. And man, there's some real research that says a lot of it happened in the 40s, and they kind of mastered it, and they know how to do it on a mass degree now.
I feel like we're all that. All right, if you go to the deep levels, MK Ultra is like honeycomb, but I think we're all done that way just in society. As our brains split in half, and like we're trained to see things with the right mind, the logical mind, but we ignore the other half, the intuitive mind.
Yeah.
You feel in your gut, like trust your gut, trust your intuition and stuff. We're taught to ignore that, and just say it's not so, and just focus on this. Oh, everything is logical and rigorous. And that's why, we don't know enough about our own brain because we've been living in one half of it, pretty much. got to talk to at least.
Well, it's also like, and the most actually logical people I know are the ones that have the best understanding of their intuition and their emotions and their deep subconscious, because the people that don't acknowledge that they're just as susceptible as anybody else to wizardry and all this shit are the ones that are blind to their own contradictions, their own cognitive dissonance, all that shit.
Definitely. Like I started meditating when I got methadone too, and it's really I don't really do it anymore. I should, but it's really helped. Just like trust my intuition more and stuff. And I noticed that, like, I feel like a lot of the time, maybe it's because Google listens. If I'm researching something, everything just kind of comes to me. It flows to me, and the video just pops. Like if I write a song, if I force it, it's a shitty song. It's no good. The best songs or best poems or anything are the ones that just I write in 5 minutes. It just come to me, and that's how I make my videos too. I don't force it. It just comes to me.
Yeah, because when you force it, it's almost like you create something distorted. It's like a tree like growing around a fence. You know,
Yeah.
when you have some like that. I'm not big into like Eastern meditation or anything, but I think the thing that it does have to offer that I think is absolutely valid is when you understand the flow of something. Well, I actually am into it because I'm starting to look into how to set up my gardens and stuff. And there's this whole permaculture movement where it's about not forcing your land to grow things that it wouldn't grow. Like you look at the species of the area and where the water is and where the light is, and like if you try to like push something that doesn't go with that flow, you're gonna not have a good experience, and you're not gonna grow as many.
I live in South Carolina, and a couple years ago I grew a garden, and I tomatoes and cucumbers. Oh my god! But like I meditated out there with them, and I played like some classical music, and they just wouldn't stop. Like through December, they were like huge cucumbers, huge tomatoes. It's crazy, man. But I guess they're good to grow around here too. So
Sweet, dude. Well, tell the people where to find you again. I'm gonna let you go because this is the perfect amount of time for an hour interview. Is a good amount.
that is perfect. That is perfect.
So
I never let go.
let people know where to find you, and I highly recommend Jamie's videos. And I'm really pumped I got to talk to you, dude. This has been a blast. Like you're a really good guy.
Oh yeah, anytime you want to do it again, just let me know. You know, down the road.
Yeah, no, let's do more of these. This is fun as fuck.
Fuck yeah, it is. Oh yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm just happy to be back because I was about to freak out.
I could tell, man, and I've been there, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's like you're in handcuffs or like a straitjacket or something. All right,
You
thank you for having
emailed
me.
them. So you just emailed them, and they were cool. Like, what happened?
I appealed it, and the next day, this morning, they declined my appeal, and then I re-appealed it, and then all of a sudden it was back on. So I really don't know.
Wow, they're just fucking.
Yeah,
with
it said, "Oh, we see no reason for your account to be suspended." Blah blah blah. So I think somebody flagged me a bunch of times.
Yeah, it was that gunk guy.
Either him or the other one. He said it wasn't him because he was messaging me, and I don't want to read it because that fucked me up pretty bad this year, man. So I just saw it pop up though, but it might have been the other dude, the train, his other guy. So I don't know.
Well, I just sent 4,000 people your way, and hopefully the rest who watch are going your way because you're doing great work and you're exposing some real awful monsters. And you're a great dad. Much love, dude. Stay in touch with me.
All right, thank you.
All right, later, Jamie.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That was awesome. I love that guy.